The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt is one of the greatest role-playing games ever to be released on PC and console alike. Although not redefining role-playing game mechanics in any significant way, the game creates a unique immersive atmosphere and individuality that few games have managed to achieve. With its picturesque oil-painting visuals, haunting soundtrack, masterfully created cutscenes and inter-character scenes, The Witcher 3 transcends all but a few relatively recent games, of which some have clearly been influenced, for example Assassin's Creed Odyssey. What is particularly noteworthy is that despite the game being the third entry in the series, no previous knowledge of the previous episodes in the series is required to fully understand the story, the characters within it, or to fully enjoy the game without feeling as if you have missed something by not playing the other entries. The game is such a complete and balanced experience that it can easily stand alone, or complement the previous entries without giving way to either option. In a period of time where microtransactions and loot boxes have been a feature of many large game producers, the relatively small CDProjektRed refused to give in to such nonsense, and in doing so created a very loyal and thankful player base. The Witcher 3 has a large amount of DLC, but the majority of it is free. There are 2 paid DLCs, reviews of which to follow, both of which are great compliments to the game and reasonably priced. In addition to this approach to additional content, the game was continually patched with significant improvements to the initial inventory and menu systems. Of course, no game is perfect, and despite the improvements to the menu system, it still feels quite clunky, and inventory management does take up a lot of your playing time. Loading scenes are also quite long, especially compared to more recent games. Fortunately, these 2 aspects of the gameplay experience are not enough to detract significantly from the overall experience of the game. Perhaps the greatest strength of The Witcher 3 is the way in which it takes its time with character exploration, dialogue and story. The game doesn't shy away from adult-themed content, nor shies away from some exceptionally nuanced character exploration. There are a plethora of inter-character cutscenes that offer the player dialogue options that are not just confined to the main story quests, but a plethora of interesting and diverse side quests, the majority of which are self-contained mini-episodes that stand apart from the main story and serve to enhance the player's experience of the world in which the Witcher, Geralt, inhabits. The voice acting work is some of the greatest that you will ever experience in a video game, so much so that it is even possible to overlook Geralt's Metal Gear Solid's Snake-esque vocals. Complementing the above are solid and fluid gameplay mechanics, and although combat can be a little quirky at times, the majority of the time it flows extremely well. The variety of foes to fight are enhanced by game systems that are used solely for defeating enemies, such as oils applied to swords and specific potions that can be consumed, all of which are integrated into a sophisticated crafting system that allows players to create potions, weapon oils, special preparations, weapons and armor. All of this is set against a beautifully created semi-open world structure, comprising of large areas of the world full of diverse and interesting locations to discover and explore, segregated by loading screens. This is then augmented by a unique and extremely atmospheric soundtrack that, rightly, features heavily in both exploration and quests. Overall, The Witcher 3 The Wild Hunt, with its impeccable use of storytelling and characterization, proves to be one of the most immersive and rewarding game experiences ever made.
These scars long have yearned for your tender caress, to bind our fortunes. Damn what the stars are open, then your love profess, a winding, weaving fate to which we both atone. You flee, my dream come the morning, your scent, berries tart, lilac sweet, to dream.